All right, listen up. This is an urgent security advisory. We are tracking a live threat right now, and this is your operational briefing.
And I need to be crystal clear about this. This is not some theoretical vulnerability. It's not a proof of concept. No, this is an active campaign with confirmed exploitation happening in the wild as we speak. The threat is designated CVE 2025-64328, and the target? The popular VoIP platform FreePBX. Threat actors are actively using this exploit to compromise systems right now. So let's break down exactly what we're dealing with. This is a post-authentication command injection vulnerability. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, in plain English, it means if an attacker gets their hands on any login for your FreePBX admin panel, and I mean even a low-level one, they can run whatever commands they want on your server. Game over. They get a direct shell and immediate, solid foothold inside your infrastructure. Our objective here is really straightforward, to arm you with the intel you need to defend your perimeter. We're doing this as a coordinated disclosure to get everyone to patch as fast as possible and contain this threat together. Okay, before we dive into the threat protocol, we need to establish a secure comms link. It's absolutely critical that you can receive future intelligence from us in real time. First things first, subscribe and enable all your notifications. Look, this isn't about vanity metrics. This is your early warning system for the next threat. You should consider this a mandatory step for maintaining security readiness. Second, hit the like button on this transmission. Think of it as your formal acknowledgement, your ACK. It confirms you've received this critical advisory and lets us know the signal is getting through. And finally, I need you to drop a comment with your current status. Just 2 words, patched or vulnerable. Your report helps us and everyone else watching build a live situational map of the blast radius for this threat. Comms check complete. Okay, with that field intelligence now flowing in, we're moving on. Let's do a deep dive analysis of the threat protocol and the kill chain. Pay close attention here. Now I want you to look at the sheer velocity on this timeline. It's staggering. The vulnerability was disclosed on November 6th. By early December, less than a month later, it was already fully weaponized and deployed in the wild. By February, CISA had confirmed it's a known exploited threat, mandating federal agencies to patch. This timeline, it's just dangerously compressed. And this quote just nails it. This is the new reality we're all operating in. The time we have to react, to patch, it's shrinking to basically 0. You have to assume that the day something is disclosed is the day it's being actively weaponized. The group behind this campaign is tracked as INJ3Jector3. Now, historically, these guys were focused on simple stuff like VoIP toll fraud, but their tactics have evolved big time. They've shifted from these low-level money schemes to deploying custom persistent malware designed for full infrastructure compromise. They're a much more mature and dangerous adversary now. Their weapon of choice is a custom web shell they call EncystPHP. And this is not just some simple backdoor, it's a really sophisticated payload. It's designed for stealth and long-term persistence, allowing the attackers to maintain administrative control pretty much indefinitely. So what makes this thing so dangerous? Well, it's not just a backdoor, it's a full-on toolkit. It sets up persistence using multiple redundant cron jobs to make sure it survives a reboot. It actively evades detection by deleting logs and even masquerading as legitimate system files, something like ajax.php. And most critically, it escalates its own privileges by creating a new root-level user, often named new FBX, giving the attacker God mode on your machine. It can even rip credentials right out of your configuration files. And when we map this activity to the MITRE attack framework, you can see a clear multi-stage attack pattern. It goes from initial access by exploiting a public-facing app, to establishing persistence with that web shell, and then escalating privileges by creating new accounts. This is textbook compromise, plain and simple. All right, let's get tactical. Here's your action plan, and you need to execute this now. Number 1, patch. Upgrade the Endpoint Manager module to version 17.03 or higher. Do it immediately. This is non-negotiable. Number 2, hunt. You need to actively hunt for indicators of compromise. Scan for any outbound traffic to the attacker's IP. That's 45.234.176.202, and check your system for that new FBX user. Number 3, harden. Look, if your admin interface was exposed to the internet, you have to assume you are breached. Period. Rotate all of your credentials and get that interface behind a VPN or some strict ACLs right away. And finally, just a quick word on why we do these public briefings. We practice coordinated disclosure for one very simple reason: collective defense. Some people might dismiss a vulnerability just because it requires authentication. That is a critical error in judgment. As this whole campaign proves, once an attacker has any kind of foothold, they will pivot and they will escalate. You needed this intel to understand the true risk so you could defend your systems accordingly. So I'm going to leave you with this one critical question. Applying the patch closes the front door, but that does absolutely nothing if the attacker is already inside your house. So the question is, are you hunting? Are you actively looking for the backdoors and persistence mechanisms they planted before you locked that door? That concludes this advisory. Stay vigilant, stay secure,